Hi, Dr. Saxena here, and we're talking about some things which usually. Yesterday, I was talking to one of my neighbor, and he was giving me some kind of. He was telling what happened to his one of his relative who lost his cell phone, and he was on a business tour and he lost his cell phone, and there was such a big anxiety and all that he got into because he was not remembering any of these phone numbers. A guy of 28 to 30 years old guy, he doesn't remember any cell phone, he doesn't remember his landline number either, and he had a difficult time when he was in he was in Mumbai for 1 or 2 days, and his what a kind of stress he has gone through, apart from the kind of relatives which they were not able to connect with him. It was like I thought, because I was listening to him, I thought I'll share you this particular stuff. Reasons to say, internet has enabled connections across the globe to be easier and cheaper, but at a physiological and physical cost that may increase your stress and anxiety. Uh, Again, we are getting more and more dependent, and we are encouraged to be always online. We are encouraged to be always connected. But what is this happening at your physical level as well as your psychological thing? You need to look at this. There is a research which has identified physical symptoms associated with separation from your digital devices that may be driven by rising levels of cortisol and anxiety. So you need to figure out what can be done if you can always get addicted. I just tell people to go for a digital detox, and I don't think this is not an easy thing which I can always tell, because I'm not able to switch off. And what happens is that I'll be always my kind of profession, people trying to send me 15 reports on one WhatsApp, and I'm supposed to look at that, and within a minute or two I'm supposed to answer the call which comes. He asks, Doctor Saab, reports dekhe kya? So we are in a difficult situation, and I don't think I'm not that big doctor to within 1 minute I can just scan the whole thing, try to understand what is happening with the patient and all. And it's becoming difficult for people like us, and I'm happy to be labeled as an old school of thought doctor, because I don't really give any kind of impression just by looking at the reports. And I have been taught by my teachers to look at the patient and not at the reports, which unfortunately is the thing now. Having said that, I always believe the person who is really in emergency, and we understand with the pandemic, because people are not, so we also encouraged people to look. We were trying to help out by some or the other means, but at the end of the day, and if I open after a kind of some gap, I try to open my WhatsApp and all that, because I don't keep my cell phone always on online mode. And it will be a bunch of numbers which will be clogging, and I have to answer pay people. So for me, digital dependence is too much now, and I think I also need a digital detox. And yes, you have to look into this particular stuff. You are seeing everyone today, even if you are going for a family outing, one by one, you see everyone pulls up their phone to check notifications, text messages, or email. I have seen, and we are also are into the same zone. And the first thing, like used to, like I'm talking about, what's the thing, time. We were told, when you get in the morning, go and look at the face of the God who you worship, and that should be the first kind of thing. Then you can always look at the other stuff. So we still try to follow that, try to go to the sun god and do some namaskar mudra once you get up. But all these things, because of this internet and this dependency, the first thing you look out and you try to look into it is your mobile. Try to see what are the texts you have missed, what are the kind of messages you have got, and all these notifications. So this is happening everywhere. It's happening in the restaurants, it's happening in the busy streets. People are walking, people are driving, texting now. It's really bad when we see people. Okay, if you are in the train or you're in a public this one mode of transport, it's good, but you're driving at the same time you're texting. So this is definitely, this is the desire to be rewarded by your phone may have been even so great. See, sometimes while texting, while driving, and you're texting or you're reading a text, you are endangering the life of other people. You need to be careful about that. And I had seen again, it surprises me because there is a kind of not a kind of, people are not aware about this. I've seen a 3-year-old guy or a 2+ age child, the parents, for their comfort zone, giving a cell phone to the 2+ or 3 years old child, and they're happy, quite happy, because he or she, like the child is engrossed in the thing, and the parents are very happy. They are telling that Doc Saab, dekho, the child is so smart, he's able to do all these things, and we what we never used to do. So with that mindset, we are going into a really tough situation, because I certainly believe a children below 16 years should not touch a cell phone. And now we are having a people who are giving the cell phones to a 3-year-old kid, and at the end of the day they are feeling happy ki this 3-year-old kid, he is able to take 2 hours or 3 hours, he is sitting at a place, he is not doing any kind of mischief, and people are happy. Really this I don't understand what is happening. Is really people have to look into what is happening, and your exposure to electromagnetic radiation. This is causing a lot of it's presents several physical and emotional health challenges. It not just causes the mitochondrial damage, it has got the even see, someone addicted with this cell phone and he's away from the cell phone for some time, he gets into immediate physical symptoms that occur when you're because I have seen the child, and that 3-year-old guy, if he is not given the cell phone, he starts resisting it. So this particular thing, which I had never seen, this digital dependence is affecting now more children, and I know I'm talking about a thing in Hyderabad, and we have every house has got 4 or 5 cell phones now, including a one dedicated, it's given to a small kid also. So things you have to consider when you are into this kind of digital addiction. What can be done now, because we believe this can cause a disorder because of neural abnormalities. It can happen. There are studies which have shown atrophies, cerebral atrophy occurs in the dorsolateral prefrontal cortex, or they can be cognitive dysfunctions like impaired working memory, and so this particular thing has to be really taken much seriously, and we have seen this thing causing more of attention deficit hyperactivity disorders in children, and depression in adults. Lot to talk about this small phone, and I'm also be this is, I think, after alcohol and all that, this internet is one of the, it's a big addiction which is happening. So what happens is that with when you try to disturb this, try to take away the cell phone, it is the child or the adults, they are getting irritated. They have difficulty completing tasks, and apart from that, they have these things are quite big. There is an increased isolation. They are experiencing something euphoria online, and they are always with that. There are a lot of games and all that. They are become addicted with this particular stuff. So, if inherently they are increasing the stress levels to a very high, this particular thing, and so we believe the withdrawal from internet with from heavy users is the thing which produces anxiety of symptoms similar to those experienced by people addicted to drugs or alcohol. This study was done for 144 people, and they have studied physical effects of internet withdrawal. And they were, this study, they have checked for the long term risk as well as long term health conditions, and these are the they found 3 to 4% of people increase in blood pressure and heart rate of participants were found, and about 8% experienced a tachycardia, which is increase in heart rate. So so you need, and apart from that, there's this particular thing. You had anxiety levels. People had something like OCDs. They have some problems with this particular thing, and for me, trying to work into that, I'll be more interested in something like tachycardia, blood pressure changes, as well as this depression, as well as anxiety. I see this is because of increased secretion of cortisol, which begins to increase your anxiety levels, and this was one of the ways. So for the people checking into your social network on your phone, maybe one of the ways you have found to reduce your anxiety. So I see this trend in a big way, and we need to slightly do a digital detox, because whatever is happening is right from the go. You start with 2 minutes, you start with your talking time goes up, and now you are because of this social media and all that, your talking time is not much, but your involvement with the thing is quite on a heavy part. And I have seen people 4 hours, 6 hours, 8 hours always on the cell phone. They're not talking to each other, they are sitting in the same homes, but this I thought this was only I have seen in the US this particular concept in the west part, but in India now we see in a big way. So I believe this is a brain hacking which is happening, and we need to really do something with this digital detox. We can always try to, it has to be done in a very sequential way and try to work it out. We use some methodologies like emotional freedom technique. I try to use something like hyperbaric oxygen, and some simple stuffs by which we try to, again, it is a it's not a one particular thing. We need to look at all the things and try to work it out. But I'm really concerned about the 3-year-old child which is addicted to the cell phone, and the parents, they feel that okay, he's getting smarter. So this is one of the things which compelled me to talk about this digital detox, and what is happening at this particular level. And I want everyone should understand what is this, what do you mean by this dependence on this internet, on your Wi-Fi, or your net, thing. Seeing your checking your phones always. This is someone came to me to consult for right just now, and he's keeping his cell phone on my table. And when I when I told him, this is really bad manners. You should not keep the phone like this. He's giving me a bad look. Uh, I don't know how to change the mindset of people, but I'll keep on trying this, and hopefully we have to. We need to work it out because this is totally jeopardizing your health. Thank you.